Many people see a farm animal with wool or horns. They might say, "Look, a sheep," or they might say, "Look, a goat." Sometimes it is hard to tell them apart. Both goats and sheep are common animals on farms. They are also found in wild places. They have hooves and eat plants. They have been with humans for a very long time. We use them for many things. This makes them very important animals. Understanding them helps us care for them better. It also helps us see their special place in the world. Goats and sheep belong to a group of animals called ruminants. This means they have special stomachs. These stomachs help them eat tough plants like grass and leaves. They chew their food, swallow it, and then bring it back up to chew again. This is called chewing the cud. It might sound strange, but it helps them get all the good food energy from plants. This special way of eating allows them to live in places where other animals might not find enough food. It is a clever system that nature gave them for survival. These two animals might seem similar, but they have many differences. Goats are often more curious and independent. Sheep tend to stick together in a flock. Their coats are different too. Sheep are famous for their woolly fleece. Goats usually have hair which can be short or long. Even their tails are different. A goat's tail usually points up. A sheep's tail hangs down. Learning these small details can help anyone become good at telling them apart. It's like learning the names of different birds or trees. In this essay, we will explore the world of goats and sheep. We will look at how they live on farms. We will also see how they survive in the wild. We will compare how they look and how they act. We will learn about the important things they give to people, like milk, meat, and fiber. Understanding these animals helps us appreciate them more. They are more than just farm animals. They are interesting creatures with unique lives. Let us begin our journey into the battle of the hooves. Domestic goats are very useful animals on a farm. People keep goats for many reasons. One big reason is for their milk. Goat milk is very nutritious. Some people find it easier to digest than cow's milk. Many different foods are made from goat milk, like cheese and yogurt. Goat cheese is popular in many parts of the world. Goats are also raised for their meat. Goat meat is eaten by many cultures. It is a good source of protein. Even their hair, called mohair or cashmere, can be used to make soft, warm clothes. Goats are known for being very clever and curious. They like to explore their surroundings. They can be quite playful too, especially young goats called kids. Kids love to jump and climb on things. Farmers need to make sure their fences are strong and tall. This is because goats are good at escaping if they find a way. They are not trying to be naughty. They are just following their natural instincts to explore and find new food. This curiosity can also make them good at finding food in places other animals might ignore. They are resourceful eaters. Another interesting thing about goats is their eating habits. They are browsers, not grazers like sheep. This means they prefer to eat leaves, twigs, shrubs, and vines. They will eat grass, but they really like to reach up for their food. This makes them very helpful for clearing brush and weeds. Some people even use goatscaping services. This is where goats are brought in to clear unwanted plants in a natural way. It is better for the environment than using chemicals. Goats are careful eaters and will select the tastiest parts of plants. Caring for domestic goats involves providing them with good food, fresh water, and shelter. They need protection from bad weather and from animals that might hurt them, like coyotes or dogs. Goats are social animals. They like to live in groups. They do not like to be alone. A happy goat is one that has other goat friends. Farmers also need to check them for any health problems. Regular care helps keep the goats healthy and productive. This ensures they continue to be valuable members of the farm. Domestic sheep are perhaps best known for their wool. For thousands of years, people have raised sheep to get this amazing natural fiber. Wool is warm, strong, and can be made into many things. People use it for clothes like sweaters, socks, and coats. They also use it for blankets and carpets. Shearing the sheep, which means cutting off their wool, is done usually once a year. It doesn't hurt the sheep if done correctly. It is like getting a haircut. After shearing, the sheep are lighter and cooler for the summer months. Sheep are grazers. This means they mostly eat grass and other short plants close to the ground. They like to spend their days slowly moving across a pasture, nibbling on fresh green growth. Unlike goats that browse on higher plants, sheep keep their heads down. They have a special split in their upper lip. This helps them to graze very close to the soil. This makes them very efficient at turning grass into meat and wool. Farmers often rotate their sheep to different pastures. This gives the grass time to grow back and keeps the sheep healthy. Sheep are also raised for their meat. Lamb is the meat from young sheep. Mutton is the meat from older sheep. Both are eaten in many countries around the world. Sheep milk is also used, though it is less common than goat or cow milk. Sheep milk is very rich and creamy. It is often used to make special cheeses like Roquefort, Feta and Pecorino. These cheeses have strong, unique flavors, so sheep provide us with food as well as fiber for clothing and other items. Sheep are generally gentle and quiet animals. They have a strong flocking instinct. This means they like to stay together in a group. If one sheep moves, the others will often follow. This behavior helps protect them from predators in the wild. On a farm, it can make them easier to manage with the help of a good sheepdog. Sheep are not as adventurous or curious as goats. They prefer familiar surroundings and routines. Providing them with a safe, calm environment helps them thrive and produce well for the farmer. Wild goats are incredible climbers. They live in some of the toughest places on Earth. You can find them in high mountains and rocky cliffs. Their hooves are specially made for this kind of life. The bottom of their hooves is soft and rubbery. This gives them a good grip on smooth rock. The outer edge of the hoof is hard and sharp. This helps them find tiny footholds on steep slopes. They can jump from rock to rock with amazing skill. It seems like they're defying gravity sometimes. These amazing animals are browsers, just like their domestic relatives. In the wild, they eat a variety of plants. This includes shrubs, bushes, small trees, and herbs. They are very good at finding food even when it is scarce. In winter, they might dig through snow to find plants. Their ability to eat many different kinds of vegetation helps them survive in harsh environments. They need to be strong and agile to reach the best feeding spots. This often means climbing to dangerous, out-of-the-way places where other animals cannot go. Wild goats like the ibex or the markhor often have impressive horns. Both males called bucks or billies and females called does or nannies can have horns, but the males usually have much larger and more spectacular horns. They use these horns for fighting with other males. This is how they decide who is the strongest and gets to mate with the females. These fights can look very dramatic. The goats will crash their horns together with great force. It is a serious contest of strength and skill. Survival for wild goats also means being alert to danger. Their main predators include wolves, leopards, eagles, and bears, depending on where they live. Their excellent eyesight and hearing help them detect threats from far away. When they sense danger, they can quickly escape by climbing to higher, more difficult terrain. They often live in small herds. This provides more eyes and ears to watch for predators. The rugged mountains are their fortress. Their climbing ability is their best defense. This is how they have managed to thrive in such challenging homes. Section 5. Wild sheep roaming the rugged ridges. Wild sheep, such as bighorn sheep or mouflon, also live in mountainous areas. However, they often prefer slightly different types of terrain than wild goats. Wild sheep tend to like more open, grassy slopes and alpine meadows. Goats are often found on steeper, more rugged cliffs. Wild sheep are still excellent climbers. They can move quickly and safely over rocky ground. Their hooves are also well adapted for gripping, but perhaps not as specialized for extreme cliff climbing as a goat's. They rely on their agility and speed to escape danger. The diet of wild sheep consists mainly of grasses and other low-growing plants. They are primarily grazers, similar to domestic sheep. They will spend many hours each day moving across the landscape, searching for the best patches of food. In winter, when fresh grass is covered by snow, they might eat dried grasses, lichens, or browse on shrubs if necessary. Finding enough food, especially during harsh winters or dry seasons, is a constant challenge. Their strong bodies and efficient digestive systems help them make the most of what they can find. Male wild sheep, called rams, are famous for their massive curled horns. These horns grow throughout their lives. The size and shape of the horns are a sign of the ram's age and health. Rams use these impressive horns in dramatic headbutting contests. These contests happen during the mating season, called the rut. Two rams will charge at each other from a distance. They crash their horns together with incredible force. The sound can echo through the mountains. These battles determine which ram is dominant and will have the chance to mate with the ewes or female sheep. Wild sheep also live in groups. The ewes, lambs, and young rams usually form separate herds from the mature rams. The mature rams often live alone or in small bachelor groups until the mating season. Living in groups helps them detect predators like mountain lions, wolves, or coyotes. If one sheep spots danger, it will alert the others. Then they can all run to safety. Their keen senses and their ability to blend in with their surroundings are important for survival. They are truly well suited to their rugged, open homes. Section 6. Telling them apart. A look at looks. One of the easiest ways to tell a goat from a sheep is to look at their tail. A goat's tail usually stands up unless it is sick or scared. It is often short and perky. A sheep's tail, on the other hand, hangs down. Many domestic sheep have their tails docked or shortened for health reasons. But if you see a long tail hanging down, it is likely a sheep. This simple difference is a good first clue. It is a quick check you can do from a distance. Another key difference is their coat. Sheep are famous for their wool. Wool is crimped and grows continuously. It needs to be shorn regularly. Goats have hair, not wool. Goat hair can be short and coarse or long and silky like in Angora goats, which produce mohair. Some goats, like cashmere goats, have a very fine, soft undercoat. This undercoat is what cashmere fiber comes from. So if the animal looks very fluffy and woolly all over, it is probably a sheep. If it has more hair-like covering, it is likely a goat. Horns can also offer clues, but they can be tricky. Many types of goats and sheep have horns. Both males and females can have them, however. Goat horns are usually narrower, more upright, and often have a ridged or twisted appearance. They can curve backwards or sideways. Sheep horns, especially on rams like the bighorn, are often thick, massive, and curl outwards in a spiral. Some sheep breeds are polled, meaning they naturally do not have horns. Some goat breeds are also polled. So horns alone are not always enough to tell. Finally, look at their face and build. Goats often have a beard, which is a tuft of hair on their chin. Both male and female goats can have beards, though they are usually more prominent on males. Sheep do not typically have beards. Goats also tend to have a more slender build compared to the often stockier, more rounded appearance of sheep. Their facial profiles can differ too, with goats sometimes having a more concave or dished face, while sheep might have a more convex or Roman nose depending on the breed. These subtle details add up. Section 7. Thinking and doing goat and sheep ways. Goats are known for their intelligence and curiosity. They are very inquisitive animals. They like to investigate new things in their environment. They will often taste, smell, and nudge unfamiliar objects. This curiosity helps them find new food sources. It also means they can get into mischief sometimes. Goats are independent thinkers. They are good problem solvers. If there is a weak spot in a fence, a goat is likely to find it. They learn quickly and can remember things like where the best food is or how to open a gate. Sheep, in contrast, are generally less curious and more cautious. They have a very strong flocking instinct. This means they prefer to stay close together in a group. This behavior is a defense mechanism. In a large group, it is harder for a predator to single out one individual. If one sheep gets scared and runs, the whole flock will usually follow. They find safety in numbers. While they can learn, they are not typically seen as problem solvers in the same way goats are. They are more content to follow the leader and stick to familiar routines. When it comes to eating, their behaviors are quite different. Goats are browsers. They prefer to eat leaves, twigs, vines, and shrubs. They will often stand on their hind legs to reach higher branches. They are selective eaters, choosing the most nutritious parts of plants. Sheep are grazers. They primarily eat grass and other low-growing vegetation. They keep their heads down and systematically munch their way across a pasture. This difference in feeding style means they can live together in the same area without competing too much for food. Socially, goats can form complex relationships within their herds. They have a social hierarchy or a pecking order. This is established through pushing and headbutting. Once the order is set, there is usually less fighting. Sheep also have a social structure, but it might appear less obvious than in goats. They are very bonded to their flock. Lambs learn from their mothers and other adult sheep. Both animals communicate through sounds, body posture, and scent. Understanding their natural behaviors helps us provide better care for them on farms and appreciate their adaptations in the wild. Section 8. Gifts from the Hooved, what they give us. Goats and sheep have been very important to human societies for thousands of years. One of the most obvious gifts they provide is food. Goat meat, often called chevon or cabrito, and sheep meat, lamb or mutton, are staple foods in many cultures around the world. These meats are good sources of protein and other nutrients. They can be cooked in many different ways, from stews and roasts to grilled dishes. Raising these animals for meat has provided sustenance for countless generations of people, allowing communities to thrive in various environments. Beyond meat, both animals provide valuable milk. Goat milk is consumed fresh and is also used to make a wide variety of cheeses, yogurt, and even soap. Some people who cannot digest cow's milk find goat milk easier on their system. Sheep milk is less common for drinking, but is highly prized for cheese making. Famous cheeses like Roquefort, Feta, and Pecorino Romano are traditionally made from sheep's milk. These dairy products add diversity and richness to our diets and are important agricultural commodities in many regions. Fiber is another major contribution, especially from sheep. Wool from sheep is a remarkable natural material. It is warm, durable, water-resistant, and flame-retardant. It has been used for clothing, blankets, carpets, and insulation for centuries. The process of shearing sheep, spinning wool, and weaving or knitting fabric is an ancient craft. Goats also provide valuable fibers. Angora goats produce mohair, which is lustrous and strong. Cashmere goats produce cashmere, one of the softest and most luxurious fibers in the world. These fibers support textile industries and provide comfort. Even their skins and hides are useful. Leather made from goat and sheepskin is used for gloves, shoes, bags, and book bindings. In some cultures, sheepskins with the wool still on, known as shearling, are used for warm coats and boots. Historically, parchment made from animal skins was used for writing before paper became common. So, nearly every part of these animals can be used by humans. This incredible utility is why they were among the first animals to be domesticated and why they remain so vital to agriculture today. Section 9. Conclusion: why goats and sheep matter to our world. Goats and sheep are much more than just sources of food and fiber. They play important roles in their ecosystems, both wild and domestic. As herbivores, they help shape the landscape. Their grazing and browsing habits can prevent grasslands from turning into scrubland. They can also help manage vegetation, reducing the risk of wildfires by clearing underbrush. In some conservation grazing projects, goats and sheep are used specifically to maintain or restore habitats for other wildlife. Their presence influences plant diversity and soil health. These animals are also deeply woven into human culture and tradition. They feature in stories, myths, religious texts, and art from around the globe. Think of the symbolism of the lamb for innocence or the goat for stubbornness or agility. Festivals and celebrations in many cultures involve goats or sheep, highlighting their long-standing connection with people. They have been companions, providers, and symbols for humanity for a very long time. This cultural significance adds another layer to their importance beyond their practical uses. From an animal welfare perspective, understanding their natural behaviors and needs is crucial. As we continue to rely on them, it is our responsibility to provide them with good living conditions. This means ensuring they have proper nutrition, shelter, space to move, and social interaction. Happy and healthy animals are more productive, and it is the right thing to do. Studying their behavior, like how they react to their environment or how they interact with each other, helps us design better farming systems and handling techniques. This improves their lives and our relationship with them. In conclusion, the battle of the hooves is not really a battle at all. Goats and sheep are two distinct, fascinating animals, each with its own unique characteristics and contributions. Whether they are scaling mountain peaks in the wild or grazing peacefully on a farm, they are remarkable survivors and providers. They have supported human civilization for millennia and continue to be vital for food security, economic stability, and ecological balance in many parts of the world. Appreciating these humble, hooved animals enriches our understanding of the natural world and our place within it.